We from Brooklyn, we're scrapping, it's part of life. So we happen to be the type of journalists to start a fight. I was raised in Gleason's, I was in the precinct, but I beat the case with my sweet pea defense. You drinking if you think you beating us. If I have to, I'ma put on Margarito gloves. Don't do it. I'm in the Barclays like I own it. What you expected? The way I seized the moment, they thought I was epileptic. The fight game can't survive without me. I throw shots that make fighters spit out their mouthpiece. Never days off, only days on. I represent the hood like I'm Trayvon. These moments in boxing are so proper, like when Floyd told Oscar he beat his whole roster. It's our action that speaks the loudest. Though we the sweet scientists, they ain't nothing sweet about us.
First thing I want to get into is, where did you go after the loss to Jacobs?
You never know a man until he go through some type of adversity, but sometimes people don't get to realize a person. But I've been like that my whole life.
Triple G, right?
You know, I know some real Triple G's, man, in my hood.
No.
I know some real. I'm not saying he real. He may be real to his people. I'm talking about Triple G's, like double OG, like a G, a real gangster. Like a real gangster.
But for a while, people couldn't say Triple G without intertwining you in there, because you were a middleweight that had the size, the power, the length to be able to compete with Triple G. That even Abel Sanchez, I know I go at him on social media at times, but even him, he said, listen, I think that Kid Chocolate would be his biggest threat. This is before your fight with Jacobs. So that was all over social media, boxing sites, Triple G. After that loss, then people were saying, there's no way that Pete could ever be Triple G now. How do you feel about that guy?
Man, I feel really highly of him. He's doing what he's doing to inspire his people. But I think, being like a Kazakhstanian white dude or whatever we want to call him, is just an easy way for people to be racist in this sport. You know what I'm saying? From a guy that's like coming out, he coming here to make his money and going back to his country and spending that money. What about the American dudes here making all this money? Won't you support them? What about the American story? What about the opportunity that our country gives? We don't got none of them people supporting that, man. And I don't hate on them, because it'll be almost sound like I'm a hater coming up here hating on him. After I done lost the fight, so I ain't got much to say, but I could say he's a decent fighter, but I haven't seen him fight a boxer with power.
I think especially black fighters, they don't get the support that they need. Like every other nationality could say, okay, Puerto Rican fighters, okay, I got Puerto Rico behind me. Dominican fighters, I got Dominican Republic behind me. Everyone else, Mexican fighters. Here we are as black men in America.
Don't have that support.
But you
look at a Polish fighter, right? The Polish community in New York is not that big. So if you got a guy, I remember in a Prudential Center in Jersey, this guy was an unknown Polish fighter. He put 15,000 people in them seats. 15,000 people, because they're not all boxing fans, but they all are going to support their countrymen. And some people say, oh, black Americans don't have a real flag to wave, because these other countrymen like Puerto Rico, Mexico is a big, look at Canelo. He's putting 50,000 people in
52
seats. Right. But it seems like young black Americans, they rather go to a Future concert and fill up an arena, but they don't want to support a young black talented fighter. Why is that? My theory is, if you look at Triple G, Canelo, those guys, even though Canelo's Mexican, he's a white boy with freckles, right? And clean cut, well spoken, and it seems like those guys are popular, but the only black American fighters that are popular are guys that act obnoxious, like hence Adrian Broner. Now, I like Adrian. I'm not saying he's a good fighter. I know he's battling with a bunch of stuff, but it seems besides Floyd, he's the most popular American fighter. But the only time you see him is when he's doing something wrong.
Well, it's because that kind of, our culture is built on hate. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to see him lose, so that's why they support him. You know what I mean? I think it's not enough money in rotation for black people, to be picking and choosing who they want to support. They can't support Future and Adrian Broner at the same time. It's not enough money out there. So I think all around it's got to do with some money. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's like, I think even in our culture, you get fame confused with money. It's not, because I didn't seen a lot of chicks with a lot of followers. Then you go to their crib, they don't got no furniture.
Yeah. What were you doing in their crib?
No, I'm talking about before I was married.
Okay. We know.
But like I said, it's just all about manipulation. People see people with a lot of support. And is it really that you can put those people that supporting you in those seats?
How do you turn all a vagina down? Speaking of women and going to people's apartments, it takes strength, right?
Yeah.
I mean, especially since you've gained some success. Yeah. How do you do it being a married man?
Man, it's a challenge because the temptation don't come, like it was before. It's carved to me now. Boom, it's carved to my situation, carved to my life. You know what I'm saying, man? I just have to keep God first and remember the first sign of knowledge is fearing the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So I fear the Lord, and I feel convicted often, even when I think dirty. You know what I'm saying? So I want to avoid those feelings and tell myself where I come from and where I'm trying to get.
I commend you for even wanting to live that life publicly.
Well, I commend you with that collar shirt on that you got on.
Turtleneck is a killer.
I know. Something I wanted to ask you, I want you to talk to the fans, your follow supporters. Can you tell them something that they don't know about you, that you've never mentioned on any platform after any fight to anybody?
I mean, I pretty much tell a lot of people. A lot of people see a lot of my life, but I probably would go in hiding after I retire from boxing and go be with my family because I have to sacrifice so much time not being around them. So I want, after I retire, to be able to spend time with my family. And I don't want to, when I retire, I don't want to come back. I want to do it like Lennox Lewis did and, keep to my word and not have no money problems. So that's why a lot of guys come back to fight is because they have money problems. I'm trying to find that lifestyle that I can live and be comfortable, happy living with. I like to fish, you know what I mean? I got to pick one hobby and not too many hobbies. I don't want to be no rapper. I had a chance to be I got a movie coming out for this.
I wanted to talk about that. It's the movie about Vinny Pants.
Yeah. So I got that movie coming out and media. I started thinking like an act.
Yeah, and you're playing Roger Mayweather.
Yeah. So
that's pretty good.
But I think that's where you get it confused. Is like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes an opportunity may come, but that don't mean that's what you are. So
don't mean it's your opportunity. I believe Lennox Lewis was the first fighter they offered $100 million
to make a comeback.
Exactly, to make a comeback. He turned it down.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's because what sense does it do for a man to gain the whole world but forfeit his soul? A lot of dudes do that. Do you notice a lot of guys that sell their soul go up to the sky with money, fame, and all that? You know what I'm saying? When they sell their soul, what sense does it do for a man to gain the whole world but forfeit his soul? You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people forfeit their soul to get up to the top.
So let the fans know, the fight fans know, when is Pete going to be back in the ring? Do you have a date in mind? Have you and Al had a conversation and you said, you know what, Al, I'm ready to fight. I want to be on this card. What's the situation?
I had a couple of dates passed by, August, and then, we thought we was going to get back there in December, but, Al is just trying to make sure my mind is right and focus on it. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm building up myself. I'm looking to expect myself to get back in there around like January, February. That's what I'm shooting for. That's why I'm training every day. I don't got no trainer with me. I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Are you saying goodbye to the middleweight division and moving up to 168?
You may see me fight at a catchweight just to see where I'm at. This is going to be my first fight with Virgil. We're going to see we're going to sit down at that round table and come up with the best ideas.
So the possibility of you fighting Triple G is still it's still there. There's still conversations.
I don't know. Triple G is used to taking guys coming up 2 weight classes and not being able to fight a catchweight at 165. You know what I'm saying?
He might not want that.
No, I mean, I think that was on the table with him and Ward. That's why Ward moved up in weight. He was willing to meet him at 165. You know what I'm saying?
There you have it, folks. Look out. January, possibly February. Pete the Kid Chocolate Quillen will be in the ring again. I am Barak. We are the Sweet Scientists on thisis50.com.